is a wicked thing. But before you're walking free. You're walking free.
There's an old saying that goes, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Now, some will have their eyes closed and their ears plugged when the truth is staring them in the face. That should not deter you. Keep pushing forward for answers. Go when everybody else is tired, push through, because justice demands it. And that's the only way we can ever see real change, a change that benefits us all. Justice for Adriana Young.
My persuasion is still justice for Adriana Young. My contention was never to have a second autopsy in the United States or anywhere else. Let me tell you why that is. I thought that the autopsy should not have been performed in Guyana in the first place because of the distrust of the original handling of the case that we all saw, right? Now, if you know anything about the medical arena and even the police, there is a blue wall of silence. What nonsense. You're going to begin by, there were no wrongdoings in the first autopsy. That alone sets the stage for the powers that be in Guyana to say, I have done all I said I will do, and now it is the political mill that are in progress. You see? Because whatever comes after that is a non-issue. And remember, this case is not being tried in the United States, in Scotland Yard, in Canada. It's in Guyana. The evidence is in Guyana. So after the government procured how many pathologists and they did their thing in Guyana, the next move should have been to put power or pressure under the powers that be to conduct an investigation, a proper investigation. You could have argued that you want somebody who is neutral. That would have been fair. Now, all this money is spent. It's not my money, and I'm not counting the people's money, to bring the body out here, to have a second autopsy for what? To tell us what we already knew? Now, that's not pushing the case forward at all. Therefore, this fear that I woke up with, that justice will evade us, I got to put it under my feet, because God has not given me nor the people in Guyana who believe in justice for Adriana Young a spirit of fear. Justice can still be had, but the longer we play games, the more it's going to run away. The powers that be, they're trying now to say it's a political thing or it's a black Indian thing. I remembered when this thing started, everybody was on board to try to find this girl, whether seemingly or not. Let's not make it something else. Let's keep Adriana Young the focal point and let us seek justice for her. I'm not so sure how this new autopsy will move the case in the light of in my humble opinion, in light of the results. So I'm calling on all prayer warriors everywhere. Let's continue to pray. Let's continue to confuse the enemy. Let's continue to put Satan under our feet so that justice will prevail. Justice for Adriana Young.
What up, people? Quick video to tell y'all, believe your own eyes, right? Don't let any doubt come in. Believe your own eyes. We know for sure Adriana Young didn't drown in the pool. We saw a drone photo the night of her disappearance, and we could see straight to the bottom of the pool. There is nothing in the pool. So we will stay fast on our belief that Adriana was murdered until we could see video evidence of her being in that pool and she didn't leave the pool. That's what we want to see. Because I went to a magic show and I was so impressed with the magician, right? I was so impressed. But I know at the back of my head that he can't cut a lady and two and touch your back. So I know this was trickery. I know it's an illusion, right? So I see the illusion here, right? And I gonna hold fast to reality, right? That somebody who wasn't in the pool the day before cannot appear there unless somebody put her body back into the pool. So unless I could see video evidence, some double day owner showing us otherwise, that's what we're gonna hold on to. Because we believe in reality.
Hello, people. Well. Don't you think it's a bit concerning the way the Guyana Police Forces actually put out the report for Adriana's young first autopsy done in Guyana? Well, I find it very puzzling and very manipulative because the family had been calling, the public had been calling for that report to be made public and to be shared, and they got nothing, we got nothing. But sensationally, as soon as that young girl body had been flown out of Guyana, and a few hours before the autopsy, the second autopsy was about to be conducted on her body, the Guyana Police Force decided that they are now going to release the results of the autopsy and close the case. Why would you do such a thing? Why do you think that they would have done such? Because they're scared that if there's any new findings or any new information that will be made available from the second autopsy that contradicts their report, that they can say, well, the case is closed and we're not opening it. The case is closed. Investigation is completed. She has died. We've concluded that she died from drowning. But according to the family lawyer that is representing our parents, Mr. Dexter Todd, he has called them out on their behavior. He's saying that they should not be closing the case at the moment because it's still an active investigation that's ongoing, and it is still in the information collecting stage. So they have no right and they have no power to close the case. That is up to the courts of law in Guyana to decide what evidence or new information can be brought to the case or can be admitted to the case, or when the case can be closed. So the Guyana Police Force is really and truly making people cast doubt on their actions, and it's making you think, why are they so unprofessional in their actions? Why are they trying to obstruct or hinder the investigation from going forward? Why are they trying to do that? Are they trying to cover up something? Because one would only think that, because there would be no reason. Now the family has taken the step to get an independent examination on their daughter's body. They should be taking that as a way of helping the investigation, not a way of hindering it. It's taking some of the load off of them. It is actually going to be quite helpful for them to have a second opinion, or for them to have somebody else examine the body. That could bring closure to all parties involved. But no, they're deciding that they're going to close the case. And unfortunately, I don't think that can happen. The lawyer himself, mind you, this guy knows his onions. He is saying that the case must remain open and the investigation must continue until every piece of information has been thoroughly examined, and then there can be conclusion. Now, he's also questioning the legitimacy of Mr. McCushion, the retired
homicide officer from Canada, from the RMCP, that came to Guyana to aid in the investigation of the circumstances of the young girl's death. And he was here for about 7 to 8 days, no more than that. He's worked with the police just over a few days and has packed his bag, left the country, went back, and somehow his report has found its way into the original autopsy report to say his investigation has concluded that the little girl drowned. Now, when did he investigate this case? When did he investigate this case? Who did he interview? The lawyer is even saying that he hasn't even interviewed the key persons in the case, such as the girl father that retrieved her body from the pool after she was found floating dead in the pool. They have not spoken to any of them, the father, the mother, the relatives. Have they spoken to all the witnesses that the police are asking for to come forward to be questioned and give their statements? Have they spoken to Leroy Smith? Have they spoken to all the hotel staff that's been working there? Have they actually reconstructed the crime scene and gone through different scenarios, going through all? How can all of that evidence gathering and the witness statements, how can they all be completed in a few days that you can come to that conclusion? Isn't that strange, guys? Just think about it, because even as a smaller case than this will take months to be investigated and to complete its investigation, but he has come for a few days and decided that he is seen enough, there's no foul play, and that she died from drowning. And his report has been in the autopsy report. Mind you, we haven't heard from him, we haven't seen his report, so we can take that as another report that's not confirmed, and we don't know if he is actually giving them a report or if he's going back to compile his report, put it together and send it. We do not know. We've not been told, but we've been told very, very excitedly when he was coming. But when he left the country, it was, I would say, through the back door. It was quiet as ever, but his report has found its way in the autopsy report because the Guyana Police Force wanted to make it clear that he has finished his investigation, and the autopsy report said that the investigation from what they've done and their findings that she drowned, and so the case is closed, open, shut, closed, and nothing, no other information can be right or be. But mind you, what's happened to all the forensic samples that were taken, the water from the pool? What about all of these samples that were taken and sent to America? Have they actually returned? Have we got any results from them? How can a case be shut just from the results of finding from an autopsy to say she drowned, when there's a whole big concerning circumstances of the way this young girl died? And if the Guyana Police Force is not corrupt and it is actually wanting to be very transparent, then if they want that to happen, then they need to let the investigation continue, let all of the evidence that can be gathered and be examined before they can actually say they're closing this case. Guyana Police Force, no wonder that nobody has any confidence or trust in you guys, because every time we put things into your hands, you mess it up. The whole police force is messed up. It is messed up, and my God, what falls from the head drops on the shoulder. So we know what to expect, and this same police force, we're saying, or the government is saying, or Mr. Nanda
is saying Nandalal is saying that they are the well-suited persons that can complete the investigation when they can't even act in a professional manner. But this investigation, it requires foreign agencies to come and investigate the circumstances of this girl's death, so that it can be a report that we as the Guyanese people can trust. That's my point, guys. Don't forget to like my post, share, repost, also to follow me for more updates and for more interesting developments as they come along. Thank you very much. Ponder upon these words. Ponder upon what I've just said to you.